Hey everyone, and welcome back to another deep dive on The Explainer. So today, we're tackling a topic that touches, well, literally every single one of our lives. We're talking about mastering your personal autonomy. If you've ever felt like your decisions aren't entirely your own, maybe you agreed to a favor you really didn't want to do, or you bought something just out of a sense of guilt, you are definitely in the right place. Today, we're going to uncover the hidden dynamics of personal control and explain in detail exactly how to defend your independence against those unseen social pressures.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our roadmap for today. First, doing what others want. Second, the manipulator's basic tool. Third, stopping the manipulation. And finally, our prime assertive right.
All right, section 1, doing what others want, the hidden influence.
So I want you to just sit with this question for a second. Are you truly acting for yourself, or are you being manipulated? We all like to think of ourselves as fiercely independent, rational actors who are completely in charge of our own destinies. But think about it. Think about the last time you stayed late at work just because a coworker sighed loudly right next to your desk. Or maybe when you totally changed your weekend plans just to accommodate a family member's unstated disappointment. That right there is the exact dynamic we need to investigate today. Notice the really specific phrasing here, manipulated into doing what others want. It doesn't say we accidentally do what others want or that we coincidentally align with them. It implies intent. Whether it's a subtle guilt trip from your parents, a loaded request from a boss, or just huge societal expectations pushing us down a specific path, this pressure is explicitly designed to make you prioritize someone else's desires over your own. Recognizing this subtle, constant pressure is absolutely the very first step to dismantling it. Moving right along to section 2, the manipulator's basic tool, exposing the mechanism. You see, manipulation isn't just some chaotic, random occurrence. It is a highly systematic process, and it relies on a very specific basic tool. That tool is usually engineered guilt, or maybe the subtle threat of emotional withdrawal. Manipulators basically pull the specific lever behind the curtain to totally bypass your logic and go straight for your emotions. They are literally relying on your discomfort to get you to comply. And honestly, you can't disarm a trap if you don't know what the trigger mechanism looks like, right? So recognizing when someone reaches for that tool of guilt or obligation is everything. Let's move to and see how this builds into a really clear 3-step methodology for freedom. Step 1, you absolutely must know how you are manipulated by actively spotting that emotional pressure in real time as it's happening. Step 2, learn the basic tool. Identify the specific lever, like that engineered guilt or the fear of conflict, that they are pulling in that exact moment. And look, you cannot skip straight to step 3, stopping the manipulation, without first doing the hard investigative work of steps 1 and 2 to see exactly what you're up against. Which brings us to section 3, stopping the manipulation, breaking the cycle. And this brilliantly illustrates the massive paradigm shift we are actually striving for here. We are moving away from that baseline state of vulnerability, being a reactive puppet, just doing what others want. The ultimate goal is to reach that highly empowered state of active defense where you stop being manipulated. It is literally the transition from being a passenger to being the absolute driver of your own life. Now, the most important word right here is how, because stopping manipulation is a tangible skill. It involves practical toolkit strategies, like the broken record technique, where you just calmly and persistently repeat your boundary without getting defensive or offering these massive over-the-top explanations. It's not just some theoretical awareness, it's an actual practical muscle, a muscle you can flex in your everyday interactions to shut down unwarranted pressure the absolute second you feel it. And finally, section 4, our prime assertive right, reclaiming autonomy. So this is the core concept of it all, your prime assertive human right. It's the fundamental, foundational entitlement to protect yourself from manipulation and to act autonomously. I really want you to notice the word prime. That literally means first in importance. Before you worry about being perfectly polite or making sure you meet every single external expectation, you have this prime right to steer your own ship. This isn't just a secondary privilege, folks. It is your fundamental right as a human being. So, the crucial point is exercising our prime assertive human right is the ultimate goal of this entire explainer. When you identify the influence and you disarm that basic tool, you aren't just learning neat psychological tricks. No, you are actively building a fortress around your ability to choose, to act, and to live according to your own internal compass, rather than following someone else's map. It's about respecting your own boundaries just as fiercely as you would respect a close friend's. So I'm going to leave you with this final provocative thought. Will you exercise your prime assertive human right today? Or will you let the manipulator's basic tool go unchecked? The reality is, the tools of manipulation are out there, and they are used every single day.
But now you have the awareness and the right to stop them. The very next time you feel that invisible pressure, step back, identify the tool they're using, and assert your fundamental autonomy. Thanks for joining me on The Explainer today, and I will see you next time.